Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Sprocket. And today I'm going to be showing off some tank designs. And these are tankettes that I've been making, and I'm also going to make a new one here just to show how difficult it is making tankettes. So the first one I have here is an Italian one. All of these are obviously during the interwar period, so what we've got here is an Italian one. It's an L4-34, or well, L4/34 rather. 4.84 tons. It's the heaviest of the tankettes that I've made so far. It has got a 5-litre V2 engine, 2-man crew obviously. The commander does everything. It has a 20mm gun because that's the smallest gun we can make, with the 21.4mm of penetration. Obviously it has the Italian style suspension. We've got the double exhaust at the back, engine hatch, spare boxes, fuel tank, spare tools, and then obviously the gunner sight and the driver's hatch. So here we go. No commander's cupola, no radio. Carries a decent amount of fuel, I guess. For firing on the move, I guess it's alright, but for actually adjusting the gun, it can be a bit finicky. And then if you go over bumps, there's absolutely no chance of hitting anything. As you can see here, we have to turn the entire hull, and if the hull's on a slope, then it sort of goes everywhere. But if you can hit something, then you can. It's not particularly fast firing. 3-ish second reload time. That's the maximum we can get out of this thing. No autoloaders, no machine guns either, unfortunately. I can't just stick a machine gun on here and fire it off, because machine guns aren't in the game and there's no rapid fire like that. But yeah, this is just the L4-34 tankettes. L being Italian for light, where the Italian for light is. 4 for the amount of tons it has. As you can see, gun depression makes it go all the way through the hull. That's just how that works. Yeah, 4 for the tonnage, and then 1934 for the year of adoption. So 34 is what that stands for. But yeah, 11 miles an hour. Not particularly too fast for a tankette, unfortunately. But yeah, there we go. So that's the first tankette that I have. Now we have to switch faction here. Go to Britain. Because in Britain I have got 2 more. I've got the Lloyd Griffith tankette. As you can see here. It has got a 1.8-litre V2. It's got the many wheels with this style of suspension. Single mounted front lights, again 20mm gun with 26.7mm of penetration. Log on the back, spare wheels, spare tracks, spare tools, single exhaust, big old spare fuel tank because, yeah, had to drop down the fuel in order to conserve space. 2-man crew obviously once again, and no radio. 40% commander efficiency, 42% driver efficiency, which is not great, but yeah, we got some details, and we've got the World War I track design because I thought that'd be cool for Britain, you know. So yeah, even slower reload than the L4. It's like nearly a 4-second reload for a 20mm gun. However, unlike the Italian tank, we do actually have horizontal gun mobility, so we do actually have some sort of traverse, so that we don't actually have to turn the hull, which is useful because this gun mount allows for azimuth rotation, whereas the other one on the Italian tank does not. As for gun depression, there we go. It's also quite good. Will it clip through the hull? No, it doesn't. That's the lowest we can depress the gun, but it's still quite good. It's the lightest of, well, sort of the lightest. I think this is actually the lightest. Yeah, the lightest of the tankettes, 3.34 tons. It also has the least amount of crew space. And it's definitely not the fastest. Nearly 9 miles an hour, which is not great, let's be honest. The Italian tank has got the biggest gun, it's got the biggest engine rather. But the Lloyd Griffith, you know, it's pretty good. Or Lion Griffith, rather. Yeah, it's alright. It's nothing spectacular. It can't cross trenches because it's A, too small, and B, too slow. So there you go. Bonk. In fact, the crew dies if they go into a trench. Which is, yeah, brilliant. But yeah, so there is the Lloyd Griffith, Lion Griffith rather, and then the final one that I have here is the Alfred Clarendon Carrier. It's the smallest of the Tankettes, they just keep getting smaller. It weighs 4.05 tons rather. It does have a turret, it's only a crewman 2. Commander's got a 32% efficiency. Yeah, he's having fun. Even less fuel capacity. You know, like 220 litres of fuel, which is barely anything. Double lights, 2 viewports because I don't know why I don't know why I put 2. I guess so that the commander can go down there, but he doesn't really have the space. 26.3mm penetration from the 20mm, and yeah, it's got a 3-litre V2, and off we go. You can see the acceleration as the tank bobs. Look at that. Yeah, but this one actually does have a turret. The log has not been rescaled. That's just the size of the normal log if you are building a tank. I haven't rescaled it. That's just to show the scale of the tank. It's tiny. It is a tiny tank. Yeah, the Alfred Clarendon Carrier. Another interwar tankette. But yeah, we do actually have a turret, as slow turning as it is. It does actually go pretty fast though. Now we're going 12 miles an hour there. Yeah, 12 and a quarter miles an hour. That's not bad. The suspension's acting. It's very deep. That's the thing. I don't know why it's so deep. But here we are. I can't be bothered to change it. We've got enough clearance, I guess. It's just a very deep hull, and we need that space. But yeah, it looks too small. You get to the road, and this is how big it is. 12.27 miles an hour. It leans to the right. But yeah, we do have our British tank covering on the side of the tracks. It's got an even slower reload for a 20mm because it's just the commander doing everything inside of a turret. A 4.5 second reload time. And yeah, it's just stupendously slow. It carries a bunch of rounds, at least, but yeah, it's not a fast tank. It's not a fast tank yet. It's pretty terrible, all things considered. All of these tanks have got no armour as well. The armour of the Alfred Clarendon is 10 mils at the front, 5 everywhere else. The Lion Griffith has got 10 mils on the front, 6 on the side, 5 everywhere else. And if we go to the Italians, and get the L434, 25 front, which is not actually too bad for a tankette. You know, 25 front, 15 side, 10 rear. That's not too bad. But yeah, they're not good tanks. But if we go here and make a new tank, make a new tankette, first thing you have to do, shorten it by a lot. Do that. Do a bit of this, bit of that, and then we want to go to the tracks. We're going to put on, because we are still in Italy, we are still interwar as well, so we're going to put them on. We're going to put that in there. We're going to adjust the scale of that to be tiny. We're going to unangle that so that we get some more internal space. We're going to go to mobility wise again. We need to get tracks because I really want to try and get 3 suspension in here. So road wheels, diameter is already the smallest we can make it. Change the height so we get a bit more of that. We're going to make the sprocket frontally. We're going to change the diameter of the sprocket as well. We're going to move it up as well. We're going to move that down, move the idlers forward so we only get one and we get a nice track sloping like that. Where's my idler button? Gone. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll just do that. Idler diameter, we're going to reduce that. What happens if we reduce it all the way? No, not quite enough. Okay, suspension. No, that's no use. Belt, though, we are going to like cut that width in half. Yeah, that's good. And then we can adjust the space on the axle of the idler, reduce its width. Do we want to keep these tracks? Yeah, why not? Let's stick with these tracks. Unless we have a... Nah, we'll stick with these tracks. Idler mount, no, sprocket mount, yes. Do that. Actually, we'll stick with that and just change the diameter of it. Or change the mount size, there you go, bam. Now it's inside. Okay, so road wheels. If we move it forwards, we don't quite get anything. If we move the sprocket forwards, though, we get that. And then we can get our idler wheels somewhere. Where's my idler wheel button? Nah, it doesn't matter. Not idler, sorry, we don't want idler, we want return roller, there you go. Return roller, forwards. Yes. Bam, just like that. That's good. We do need to fix these road wheels though, because we need to... Okay, we just need to reduce their width, I suppose. That's all we can do. And there you go, that will do. So, we've now sorted out the suspension. Now we need to sort out the base. We need to do a bit of this. We need to raise it like that, because we need to unflatten the front. We need to do this. We need to move this forwards. We need to do that. The rear, we need to untick that. Do this, move that over here. What do we need to do? We need to do this. Yes, there you go. We need to do that. We can lower that by a lot. Keep it as that. Yes. And then we'll just cover this with... We'll just cover this with track mudguard bits. So, mobility-wise, fenders, mudguards, let's adjust that section length. Let's drop that down by that. Good. Width, we need to reduce that. Looking at the hull, actually, we need to do this and that. We've got only 1.71 internal space, 175% of which is being used by the crew. I'm not sure about the numbers of that game, but sure. So crew, obviously we need to cut that in half. There you go, that reduces our internal space very nicely. Firepower wise, gun, we're going to make that a 20mm. Going to reduce shell length to like 0.2. Barrel length as well, we're going to cut that down. Muzzle brake, let's stick that on because that's what I'm doing for Italy. Let's change the front mudguard angle like that. That's good. And then we need to go back here, track so that we centralize the camera. Get some fender bits, placeable them. We need to take off this and do a bit of that angling. Very nice. And then we need to do that again. To do that, this has now been angled too much, so we need to do that, line them up. That looks good. There we go. So we've now got the basic premise of a tankette here. So now we need to weight reduce for one, but then we also need to stick the gun on. Let's go with a nice gun mount here. Let's stick it on here. Ooh, that's far too big. Let's do that. Cannon barrel as well needs to be reduced. There you go, lovely. Let's go with 0.4 barrel length. Still looks a bit too long. Let's go with a 0.3 barrel length. Let's just reduce it all the way. There you go, that's fine, don't worry about it. So now we can go crew viewports, driver's viewport there. Mobility wise, we can save a bit more space by reducing the size of the engine to a V2. It's now slow apparently, but that's fine. We can reduce the amount of fuel it's carrying because that's taking up a lot of weight. Reduce that to something like 260. It's now an average. Bump it up to a V4, gets it up to very fast. We'll do that for now. Clutch braking, yes, because it's interwall. We want clutch braking because it's the lowest space usage. If we put it up, it goes up. It's also twin transmission is also more weighty as well. Speaking of transmission, let's do that and that. Bit of this. Let's increase that to there, so that it actually drives properly, and then actually to get a bit more space we'll do that. We'll give it a bit of an angle. That's a lot of an angle, but that's what I've been doing for Italy. Do a bit of that. Okay, so now crew, if we reduce the crew space, that gets us something. Commander needs to do that. He's 29% efficiency. That's not very efficient at all. Changing the amount of ammo we carry really isn't much. We get 3% usage from the AP rack. So what's taking up the most space? Crew still, even though the crew is on the least amount. I can make the driver the commander. It doesn't really do much. So, okay, what can we reduce further then? There's no turret bustle or anything. Let's reduce the rear armor. That's getting us something. Side armor, yes. Front, mid armor, yes. Reduce all of that. We're up to 1.96. So we're close. We are close to fixing this. We could make that angle less steep. Something like that. These side bits are really still too wide for the this width. There you go. There you go. Now that's more flush with the tracks. So let's just fix that. Let's just go back to that so that we can centralize it more. Let's reduce the scale of these so that it's not too outrageous. There you go. And again with this one. There. That looks good. Yes, that's definitely a slope. Okay, so we need to make some more space inside. How do we do this? Well, by looking here, the fuel tank is taking up 13% of the space. We could reduce the amount of fuel we carry further. That gets us something. We give it 100 litres of fuel. That gets us to there. And now if we drive, how much do we use? Barely any for driving. That's fine. I have just noticed though that our rear idler is super far out the back, which I do not necessarily want. So let's go back to the tracks. Reduce the rear idler to there. Yes, keeping the slope. Yeah, and then it's sort of like that, yeah. Now we still have this problem again though. Oh, that's actually saved us a lot of tonnage as well by reducing the... Oh, that's why, because of that. So, what can we do to fix that? Road wheels. Can't really do anything with that. Actually, we can. There you go. Adjust the spacing. Bam. That fixes it. Good. Now the return roller is a bit too big, so I'm actually going to do that. That gets us an even better slope there, but to make it just look better, I am going to move it to there, so that the track is actually following the hull, and then it starts sloping down to follow the curve of the back of the tank. And these haven't taken off mirroring at some point. There you go. Let's just put them back on. There you go. Now they're actually mirrored. This one needs to just be moved slightly inwards. Bam. There you go. So this is the basic size and shape of a tankette. And it's even smaller than the L4, even though it's going to be another L4, probably like 33 or something. So mobility-wise, engine is very fast. Okay, good. Let's reduce the RPM to there. Adjust that down to there. It's making 75 horsepower at 2,000 RPM. Good. So now that we have basically the tank sorted and driving, we can now get around to just sort of decorating it. So let's put on a couple of these and a couple of them there as well. After all, this is a scout tank. Let's turn on that, put them on there, and then put them on there as well. Let's just adjust these forwards a bit. Lovely. Crew hatches, we're going to go with these because why not? We like these. Bam, put them there. As for the rear, antennas, no. Commander's cupola, no. Viewports, we've done. Storage. These are all very large storages. I suppose. See, I'd like to put that there, but then I've got sort of like the sloping there, so that's not useful. Let's put rear boxes on because we like rear boxes here. Lights, yes, we do want some lights on here. Let's put them there so that they're almost covered by the boxes because that makes sense. Front lights, we're going to put a mono light. Now let's put lights like there, right next to the hull. That seems good. Utility wise, we can stick a log on just to see the scale. There you go, that's the scale of our tankette. It's not as small as something like the Alfred Clarendon, but yeah, it's fine. Let's put tools. Oh, they fit perfectly right there. Mobility wise, actually, we want to go sprocket wheel, change that. Also adjust it a bit forwards there. Do we want to put on a different sprocket mount? Yes, we do, because that doesn't stick out as much and it doesn't look as bad. So let's do that. Back to crew. Stick on some of these because these look nice. Actually, we do need to go back to mobility. We need to go to the engine. We need to stick on an engine hatch. Unmirror it. Do that, yes. Can we fit 2 vents? Yes, we can. Lovely, they look good. Yes, ventilation. And now we can go back here to crew. Anti-infantry, no. Structural, no. Do we want riveted panels? Riveted panels might not look too bad if we do them right. Something like that. Something like that. And then we need to turn off that so that we can do this. It's making the same scale. Do one there. Ooh. Doesn't like that. Need to make it bigger and bigger. No. Come on, there you go. Sure, that'll do. And then we can put another one right at the back as well. Something like that. There you go. So now we've got some side panels covering it. Lovely. And then what else do we want? Do we want anything else? We can't exactly put a trench crossing scoop on it because that doesn't work. they do not fit. Riveted armor plates. You know what? We'll go with riveted armour plates. We are Italy after all. We like our riveted armour here. So I'll go with a bit of riveted armour. There you go. Let's turn that back on so that I can actually just put these here quickly. Bam, and then a single final one in the middle. Bam, look at that. It's looking like a real Italian tank. Lots of rivets. Even though there are also rivets here that we can just put on, which I might do on the side there. And again, there. Let's put one there. Put one there. Let's just adjust this again so that we can get it with the mirroring on. Lovely. And then we just need one more here, one more here, and that's been mirrored, yes, to the other side. That's good. And then rear riveting, riveted plates. Lovely. Onto the back you go. And you mirror up right nicely there. It's exactly 5 tons, so this is going to be an L5, I guess, even though it's not particularly light anymore. What else do we want? Do we want anything on the side? Yeah, we could put something on the side. We want utilities, if anything, to go on the side. Even though that looks still far too big. It fits, technically. Let's put that on there. Actually, no, we won't put that on there. We'll put that on here instead. Fits perfectly in this space. Bam! Look at that, lovely. And then let's just do a final touch, put on some spare track links of some description. There you go. Spare track link fits perfectly right there. One final thing that we are actually missing, which I've realised is very important, is having an exhaust. Where do we want to put the exhaust? Let's put this type of exhaust right here. Let's do that. There you go. Dual side exhausts. That's lovely. That's looking lovely. And now we can just go to livery. We can put on a flag of the Kingdom of Italy right here. Lovely. And then paint desert for Italy. Let's put that on. And there we go. This is our new Italian tankette. There we go. We're no faster than the other one. We don't have a gunner's sight. Thank you for telling me that, game. I better put that on now. What's our gun depression actually? Minus 13 degrees. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. 13 degrees of gun depression. Let's put the gunner's sight on that side. Yes. We can look down and see our tank. Lovely. Look at that. Reload time 5 seconds. Not particularly great, is it? Let's go here. Come on. As you can see, having no azimuth rotation is really horrible for lining anything up that isn't directly in front of your face. There you go. We hit something. So yeah, here you go. This is our newest tankette. We're getting lag there. Yeah, so there you go. This is our latest tankette, and that's what it's like trying to build a tankette in Sprocket. You have to sacrifice basically everything in order to get it going in the first place. Let's put you on there. There you go. So yeah, this is our final look for the crew. Let's just name it now. Gonna name it the L5-33. Save. Bam. There you go. L5-33, our new Italian tankette. So yeah, there you go. It's fun making little tankettes. It's a challenge. So yeah, if you do want to challenge yourself in Sprocket, take yourself out of the comfort zone that you're normally in, with making big normal sized tanks, such as I don't know, like a this, which is new. I haven't shown you this, but P1641, for example. So you're used to making stuff like that. Try making something like this, the little Italian tank, and then move your way down to Tankettes. And try and make yourself an L434 and an L533. Yeah, good luck with it. It's fun, and yeah, I'll thank you all for watching, and goodbye.